Honing the candidate. Can I pick up a new smartphone for you, Chief? Okay. Russell Lynn, Administrative Policy Advisor. Admit it, sir. You ignored the petition to move the capital to New York because you want it to happen. If so, you almost got your wish. But then fans of Philadelphia and Minneapolis started their own petitions to have the capital moved to those cities. It all ended up degenerating into an absurd interstate, kerfuffle that no one is taking seriously. Guess we're staying put. Buddy, I was at a traffic light this morning and a sweet-looking Harley pulled up beside me, black as hell, and polished like a mirror. It made me think of a movie we watched when we were kids. Biker's Diaries, remember it? The one about the guys who went all over the country on their bikes? Suddenly, I felt an overwhelming urge to go to the Harley Festival. Can you give me a few days off to have some barbecue with a side of hard rock at Springfield? It would make my childhood dream come true. Sure. I think I'm going to regret that. Kurt Greenblatt, CEO at Honey Valley Apartments Complex, says, Mr. President, when you and the First Lady were buying a house, you said I could contact you in case of any difficulties. A year ago, I invested a large sum in the construction of an elite residential area in the suburbs. And when construction was nearly finished, the Wicker Eco Farm popped up just the other side of the fence. No one wants to buy property in my area now because of the eco freaks. They use some very smelly composted fertilizer. Even a mile off, you got to wear a gas mask. Please do us all a favor and ban super compost cultivation across the country. I'll have a lot of gratitude to show as soon as I manage to sell these houses. Deal? This sounds like one of those things where I can get money for approval rating. Our approval rating is already shit tier, so maybe we just go for the money. Betsy Bell, Secretary of Education. Mr. President, right now the best American historians are working on updating our history school books. They correct the mistakes made in previous editions, add some details, and change the emphasis. I looked through the draft and I think this edition gives too much attention to the ex-President Feist. 3 paragraphs, give or take. It's only 1 paragraph less than that of Roosevelt and 2 more than you have. Let's give a cut to the story of his achievements and add more detail of what you have done to this country, shall we? Yes! Prince Robert, heir apparent to the British throne. I've got a certain interest other than hunting, sir, but it's not exactly appropriate for a monarch. I simply adore the shows on Chick-Shock, but my mummy insists it simply isn't possible to squeeze anything decent into a 30-second video. Her Majesty isn't exactly on the cutting edge when it comes to modern art, you see. They're holding an awards ceremony for online shows in New York next month. It's called Vertical Slice, and I'd quite like to go, but things ordinary people are allowed to do are often forbidden for kings, so I can't just go. I haven't the right, you see. I don't suppose you could invite me for some kind of formal visit? Sure. Thank you, sir. I'll be sure to mention your exceptional hospitality when speaking to the press. I should have saved that. Remember that bill that we had that was going to give us a lot of approval rating? I really should have saved that for later on. Do I care? Okay, inconvenient old man. Maybe we can improve our approval rating with this. Buddy, you may not believe this, but a handsome guy like Tony Estava wasn't fathered by the most brilliant man on the planet. I'm smart, but my dad is an idiot. I'm the responsible one. My dad is a loser who walked out on the family when I was 13. I know how to solve the problem like an adult, and Dad has been on a bender for as long as I can remember. But don't think I'm ashamed of the old man. I just don't want people associating me with him. We're too different, you know? That's why I tell everyone I don't have a father, and I try not to see him too often. The point is, Ricardo Estaba spent the last 10 years of his life in a nursing home. We're talking about a nice place here, top of the line. The most important thing for me is to keep Dad happy and out of my business. But it's getting a little tricky. The head nurse called today and said that a journalist from Golding came to the home trying to set up an interview with Dad. I don't know how they found out about Estaba Sr. Some intern must have blabbed. If this interview happens, Dad is bound to say or do something stupid. Plus, he's deaf and he dresses like a clown. Be looking like a scarecrow for the cameras. This is not going to be good for my image. Buddy, you've got to help me keep Dad from talking to the press, or my career as a politician might be over. Be careful, though. The old man has a weak heart. He can't take too much stress. Clint's good at stuff like this. Behind the scene negotiations, spreading rumors, persuasion, world about elite collections. Let's go Clint. Conrad's gonna murder him. Conrad. If the old man dies, we don't have to worry about it, right? My old man is loving life at St. Peter's Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. It's heaven on earth there, you know? I do everything I can to make the old man feel good. I pay extra for the spa, I buy him everything. All the best medical care, the best food. What more could he want, right? Don't ask me. It's not a closed ward, so reporters can just walk right in. You think maybe we can make sure they don't disturb him too much? How about we just get him out of there? Or make sure the reporters don't ask him any stupid questions? I'd handle it myself, but me and him. You could say we're not on the same page. Anyway, he doesn't want to see me. Well, could you help me out, buddy? Just remember, Dad's mean, a little touchy, like a princess. He's got a weak heart, so try not to go get him too worked up. He might not be able to take it. Disrupt the interview by beating up the journalists. Threaten to stab a senior with payback. Attend Ricardo Estaba's meeting with the reporters and make sure he doesn't divulge any compromising information. Tony and his father attend a group session with a psychologist. Let's try this. Or let's do it. Brother, I have principles. No violence against children, old people, or women. But since it's you asking, I'll make an exception. I told the old man that I knew all about the interview, and I knew how them ratty old folks' ribs like to splinter when they snap. I advised him not to discuss his son, or better yet, not discuss anything at all. That's when the crazy old dude jumped me and tried to hit me with his walking stick. You know me, I'm not about to stand there and watch myself get beat. I only gave him a little slap on the face and Grandpa fell down and started shaking all over. I think the old man was having a heart attack. I called the ambulance and they took him away. Anyway, no interview today. Guess it worked. Jesus. Buddy, I guess I'm the only Estaba left in the world. Dad is gone. I hadn't spoken to him in so long. Aren't I an idiot? This is all my own fault. I'm a lousy son. I'm sorry, I need to be alone. Also, we get Tony off our back too. This worked out perfectly. Oh, except for that. The father of Vice President Estaba died today of a heart attack. He had all but lost contact with his son, and although he passed in luxury, he was alone. Is our Vice President feeling any regrets today? Okay, maybe that wasn't the finest choice in the world. Oh, buddy, thank you so much. He's back already. Oh, buddy, thank you so much for letting me go to the Harley parade. The roaring engines, pretty girls in leather, and the real spirit of freedom and brotherhood. This memory will stay with me forever. They recognized me, you know, bought me beer and asked to say hi to you. Check my photos on their website, Riding the Bike. The interview I gave them was reposted by all major media. Okay, he's just a chatty Cathy, apparently, and still smiling. They decriminalized reefer in Wisconsin, buddy. That's great news for the people there, but not the police dogs. They keep barking every time they smell weed, and nobody can convince them it's legal now. You can't just put down dogs, but people are scared of them. What do you think, buddy? Should I adopt a retired police pooch? Yeah! Ambassador of India. Mr. President, a few people in New Delhi have caught a new strain of sleepyhead syndrome. They get a headache, then just fall asleep in the middle of the road. Some of them can't be woken up for weeks. Our scientists are ready to develop a vaccine. They've been working on it for quite some time now. But it's going to cost a pretty penny. We don't want to panic the international community, so we're keeping it quiet for now. Your assistance would be more than adequate. We agree to finance a partnership to develop a vaccine. I think I need to spend some money to get some approval rating, and I'm hoping that will do it. Honey, this isn't good. One of our staffers went AWOL, but not before taking $500,000 out of our charity account. A little while later, I found a note. Thanks for the belated compensation for emotional damage. Conrad is gone! Conrad is gone, everybody. Who saw that coming? I don't think, let's can I just leave it empty? I can just leave it empty. We'll just leave it empty. That's fine. So now we have no muscle, unfortunately. Which would have been we need for this thing, I bet. Choose a specialist from your team to become a congressperson. Ellie says, Ellie, one needs to prove their worth to the local community before aiming for Congress. Let's start with volunteer work, feeding the homeless pigeons. The homeless pigeons? Looking after veterans' graves and pouring out beef stew in soup kitchens. Pouring it out? You mean like feeding people with it? Or pouring it out into... Forget it. A candidate will have to do all of this and more. Have you decided who you are going to appoint, darling? We need someone respectable. Our candidate should look good on the campaign posters. Just remember that person you choose will not be able to participate in our operations and run for Congress at the same time. I like Clint. For this, but we're gonna wait a month, I guess, see if there's anything else we can do with him first. And I might not actually, I don't think I can lose someone right now, to be honest. Solve the Texas congressional candidate's image problem. Let's check out Expose the Double Agent. Andrew Vardak, CIA Deputy Director. Sir, we have received intelligence that exposes Albert Fischer, our spy in Germany, as a renegade and a double agent. We are developing a plan to arrest him. But if we suddenly recall the traitor to the US, he'll become suspicious and go into hiding. I propose the following plan. The Vice President has a meeting this month with the German Foreign Minister. After the meeting, one of your journalists would casually mention that Mr. Estaba revealed secret information about Germany's inner political kitchen. This would put all of Fischer's work at risk, and we would be forced to recall the traitor from Germany, under the pretext of being concerned for his own safety, of course. You have an experienced person who will be able to drop a few tantalizing hints for the journalists without revealing too much. Deception. Either one of them would be good, I guess. Probably Joe, being a journalist himself. I gotta admit, buddy, I ended up adopting more than just one dog. Those fearless furballs won my heart. But then a picture of me hugging the police dogs I saved went viral online. So many folks started wanting a retired police dog, the cops decided to auction them off. They say they made enough scratch to buy some new pups and trade them not to bark at Mary Jane. That's good. Help your ex-wife. Okay. Kate Bartak, your ex-wife. Hi, how you been? I hope it's not as threatened as mine. I've been hit on by some crazy fan. First, he left 150 comments under every picture on Instagram. Then he sent me lousy flowers by courier. And then he started calling me with declarations of love. Where did he get the number? Until I told him to fuck off. After that, the candy and bouquet period was over, and the threatening letters came. Look at what he wrote. I will trample you like you trample my feelings. I would have thought it was idle chit-chat, but he also added, have a nice Christmas in Miami. And I hadn't told anyone yet that I was going there. Anyway, I thought I'd play it safe and ask you for a good security guard. I don't trust cops, you know? I don't really have a good security guard. Maybe we'll see what happens next month. Solve the Texas congressional candidate's image problem. We probably want Alta for that. so expensive. So you're gonna go on vacation. Eclipse of the Diamond Moon. What was this again? Deal with the head of the Mexican drug cartel. Help a congressional candidate resume construction work on his casino. Clint might be able to help with that, or Tien. Buddy! Officials in Nevada have frozen construction work on a casino on Anaho Island. Instead, there are archaeologists working on the site with their tiny pickaxes. If we don't do something, Islet VIP, or Islet, probably Islet, will be torn down and an open-air museum of Neolithic cultural preserve will be built in its place. In short, a total snore. Ken Verbitsky, owner of Islet VIP, or Islet VIP, I'm just going to keep saying Islet, and Nevada congressional candidate, it's never going to get his money and time back. The insurance companies say the case isn't covered, and the state authorities are afraid to go against the American Indian Congress. It's no easy task, my friend. We have to take the island back from the local authorities, or make the insurance companies cover Verbitsky's claim. Which way is better? Go to court, or make sure the insurance company doesn't get away with not paying? You decide. The main thing is to pick the right people for the job. Just keep in mind, we don't want those archaeologists getting hurt. We don't want Ken to end up in jail instead of Congress. Clint, who does court cases, behind the scene negotiations, connections, clients, persuasion. They'd both be good. Let's try Clint and Tien. Buddy, if you want to settle this problem through the courts, try negotiating with the National American Indian Congress first. Trust your old friend Tony. Without their approval, no judge will dare suspend the archaeological excavation. Nobody wants to spend the rest of their lives defending themselves against the charge of infringing Native American rights. It's a gaudy looking casino. If we're going to make sure this becomes a case that's covered by insurance, remember this. Verbitsky said the Islet VIP Casino is a unique environmental facility. The building is made of wood and it gets its electricity from some elaborate solar panels. We just have to make it look like an accident. Anything could happen to a wooden building with experimental electric panels. And of course, we have to make sure that nobody on the island gets hurt. There's a whole camp full of academic types. Some of them are huddled together under the roof of the unfinished casino, digging in the ground. They're tired, hungry for civilization, and on their last nerves. The only entertainment they offer in Anaho is weekend barbecues and soap operas on binge flicks. Maybe we can even convince them that it's pointless to keep digging. Then the Indian Congress will back off too. What do you think? Well, we basically have the same two types of people. Ask the scientists to leave the island. Pay the director of the Indian Congress $50,000 for his support in court. Personally ask an acquaintance from the Archaeological Concilium to declare the burial ground useless for excavation. That sounds good. Mr. President, we are in luck. An acquaintance of mine, Thomas Moore, is head of the American Archaeological Concilium. He told me in confidence that the worst of their junior staffers were sent out there to give everyone a temporary break from their whining. After we shared a cup of Tibetan tea, Thomas agreed to relent and reverse the excavation order. The Indian Congress will be outraged for a while, but the site itself poses no interest to them. If there's no artifact excavation, Mr. Verbitsky's construction project should be able to recommence. Buddy, we managed it without getting ourselves dirty, and we saved Verbitsky's money. Now he can focus on the congressional elections without getting distracted by this other nonsense. Tell-faced I said thanks. He's not so bad for an old man. He agreed to help right away when I told him. I had a bet going with Ellie. That's my kind of guy. Yes! Writing a post! Roulette can be a life-threatening pastime. It's all because of the rich who always just want to get a little bit richer. They get hooked on gambling even, well, they're still children. I warn them all, you are being watched. To our country! Play-ya, play, play-ya, play, play-ya, play, play. I have nothing to gamble. The government has taken everything. Forward this message to 200 friends by midnight. Another nonsensical message. Nice, plus 0.8. Of course, we're not getting a lot of ratings bumps because it's decreased by 1/3, I believe. It kind of sucks. Buddy, I'm glad everything worked out with that casino. I never doubted it. Between you and me, we can handle any special operation. Played poker with Ken again today. He couldn't stop singing your praises. Congratulations, Congressman Verbitsky's vote is in the bag. Cha-ching! 2 more, everybody. Martin Roy, head of the Information Security Center. A healthcare database was hacked last night, sir. They stole the personal information of all the sperm donors for the last 15 years. I'm almost certain it was the work of Russian hackers. We don't have any official proof, but who else has the capacity to attack the American gene pool? I don't know why they'd want that information, but I decided to tell you about it anyway. Maybe you'd like to warn the Russians to stop their screwing around? Should we send a diplomat there? Yes! Joseph Richards, founder at Space Air. Mr. President, my company sells air. Yes, I'm quite serious. But I'm not talking about the plain old air any Tom, Dick, and Harry can breathe. We sell special air from the homes of movie stars. Presidential suites and bank vaults stuffed with cash. The homes of politicians have been hot recently. I've already received several hundred orders for air from the White House. I don't suppose you'd agree to sell me a few tanks. I'll make it worth your while. Sure. Probably gonna get a lot of cash from that. We have no way to do that. The censorship program. We needed 3 hackers for that, right? Oh, an analyst. Use a public relations specialist. Oh, yeah. We need Alta and Will. Something like Alta and Will. Send Will on vacation too. Can I? Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll send them on vacation also. Martin Roy says, we were a little too hasty in dispatching that diplomat, sir. The hacker turned out to be a computer science major from Minnesota. He says he did it to punk us. If you ask me, it's kind of a shame to punish such a talented young man. Do you think we should hire him? We could really use someone with his skills. The Russians have us on the ropes. Yes, hire him. That sounds good. Legal support. We're getting really stressed out. Send someone else on vacation. Tian. And then should I lobby another 3? No, I can't afford that right now. Okay, let's end the month, I think. I guess I could take a look at this. Nah, let's end the month. That's okay. 1.2 million. Okay. We lose 2.6. Ethan Crane says, Mr. President, your wife took interest in the investigation. I believe you actually wanted to help. It looks like you didn't, and here is the result. The atmosphere during the press conference was already tense when someone started shouting, Death to the maniac and complicit government. The crowd joined in the chanting and attacked the policemen. Here, take a look. A video called Who Cares About Maniacs? The pigs are losing to mid-sized business has been uploaded to the internet. Yikes. 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 June 2022. Hey. I feel like we're kind of balanced out with our with the salaries. Mr. President, a courier just gave me a package jammed full of fake documents. I can help you outside the country now. Nice, yes. Cowboy, I can go anywhere in the world I want now. It's a shame it'll be for business. Andrew Vardak. So Joe went and said, Sir, the idea of getting your person involved has successfully paid off. After the vice president's meeting with the German foreign minister, the media falsely claimed Mr. Estaba had accidentally let slip a good deal of sensitive information. A few hints here, a number of vague, seemingly innocent statements there, and Fisher's cover was compromised. He recalled the renegade to the U.S. under the guise of fearing for his safety. He's going to pay for double-crossing us now. Oh, that's a lot of cash, and only minus 0.8, everybody. Mr. President, after you helped to ban the super compost cultivation, this wicker farm was out of business in a few weeks. And speaking of journalists, who now blame the government for oppressing the ecological initiatives. Well, money doesn't stink. I don't remember which voice I used for this. It's my new favorite quote now. I think it was a little bit of a Southern gentleman. And yes, I remember our deal and have already made a donation to the charity fund. Space Air. Thank you for selling me several tanks of air from the White House, Mr. President. Needless to say, delivering them to North Korea wasn't easy, but my customers were very satisfied. I just hope they weren't spies or anything, but I'm an air vendor, not a special agent. What do I know about this stuff? Oh my God, give me the cash, give it to me. You can congratulate humanity, Mr. President. The sleepyhead syndrome vaccine is a stirring success, and it's just in the nick of time. China and Russia already have their first cases. We've signed a contract to sell the vaccine, and we've donated some of the profits to a private charity for saving the world. That's okay. Mr. President, I told the school book authors to pay less attention to face contributions and focus on your achievements instead. They all agreed except one, who appeared to be a huge fan of the former POTUS. He immediately called the American Historical Association and summoned an entire army of reviewers and journalists, but the pathetic little non-entity ended up not having much to say. Mr. President, I know you only give me the most important assignments. I appreciate that, and I often go without sleep just to avoid letting you down. The problem is the doctors who keep saying my fairy dust diet is bad for my system. What do they know? High pulse rate my ass. They should try to do my job before they open their traps. I mean, I could stop any minute. I could stop right now. I just need a vacation. Yeah, Shady Chic deserves a raise. Thank you, cowboy. You're the most generous boss ever. At last, the name of the buyer of the major Brazilian media holding Mundo Communications has been revealed. It is none other than Rich Buckwalter, an American media magnate and the owner of the most influential Left 4 Dead publishing. You can only guess the reaction of Brazilian society, already shaken by a contentious election campaign. Joanna says, with the wall demolished, the migrants from Guatemala will flood Mexico. How can they affect America? Soon we'll know for sure whether Mr. Face's administration was right or the current president's. Kate Bartak. How the hell is this dirty woman hater creepy pie still at large? I know you're reading my Twitter, Mr. President. Come on, do something about this shit. Oh, that's our ex... It's our ex-wife, right? Darling, I confess I savaged Georgia for last thinking. Savaged. I saved Georgia for last, thinking it wouldn't be difficult to find a person loyal to us there, of all places. But I may have started working there too late, so the negotiations are progressing slowly. But I have an idea which may surprise you. No promises just yet. We'll see how the talks go in a few days. Buddy! Sometimes a window of opportunity opens where you least expect it. Expect to see it. Surely you remember Dean May, the punk-ass son of Monger? It's the guy who tried to sell you a bill of goods with that presidential CV. The kid was ass at the cushy intelligence job Dad got him. So Monger thought he might do better in politics, where one doesn't need quite as big of a brain. What do you know? His campaign was chugging along just fine until recently. Believe it or not, someone close to Monger told me the guy could really use our help right now. Dean has gotten into some serious shit, and Monger's afraid the story could reach the media. We don't have much choice here, so we'll have to trust the rats, for now. He'll tell you more when you meet. Edward Durant, Prime Minister of Canada. Mr. President, you've been in office for over a year already, yet you are still to pay a visit to your neighbors up north. I invite you to come see our beautiful Canada at your earliest convenience, eh? Bloody Spy, Board Canada, grant citizenship. Suggest the candidate. Searching for candidates, California. Get the actor. 3. Okay. Ooh. Wait, 60%. Oh, we need a 60% approval rating to do that. Damn, we are, everyone's stressed out because of administration. I'm gonna have to rethink this administration again. We're gonna have to, we're got a fair amount of money. We're gonna have to get our approval rating up though.